Good morning. Thought I'd pop on today because I'm furloughed after all, so I have a bit of time and I wouldn't normally be off on a Saturday. Anyway, I thought I would go for Avon's NutriEffects Radiance Tinted Moisturiser Day Cream. So it's got an SPF, a sun protection factor rating of 20 in it, which is really good because you're always getting sun rays coming through, even through cloud cover like it's been this week. So this is designed for normal skin. It's got pomegranate extract, which is a natural antioxidant, which is really good for the skin, because the minute that you are out in the elements, you are starting to I suppose get a bit of an oxidization process. If you was to cut an apple, it happens a lot faster with an apple, but over time it would probably turn brown. Well, that's effectively what's happening to us the minute we come out into the air. Although we need air, over the course of a few decades, we will slowly start to oxidize, amongst other things, and age, and obviously. So this is how it comes out. It comes out as a white, quite a thick sort of consistency. I don't know if you can see the sort of the tackiness of it. Feels quite nice. So I'm just going to show you how that works. So it's already, I'm just rubbing a bit together. I think it's already starting to sort of, it's smart technology sort of starts to work on the colour. We shall see. So Tinted Moisturising Day Cream. So I'm going to put a load more on. I'm used to obviously quite a heavy cover foundation. So I'm going to just pat some of that on. I'm not doing much today, so I'm hoping this will be sufficient. A tinted moisturiser generally is. Now it's the first time I've used this particular one. I normally use our BB cream if I'm not wearing a full face of makeup, but this will give you an idea. So starting to sort of pigment, starting to show its tinted look. Now I wouldn't normally take moisturiser close to the eyes because I would normally wear an eye cream, which I've already got on today, but because I've got no foundation going on, I probably am going to go a little bit closer than I might ordinarily, but not too close because I've not worn it before, and although I have quite resilient eyes, you never know what might irritate your eye area. So because it's a moisturiser, I'm taking it down my neck into my décolletage. Hope you can't see down there. It's a bit weird, isn't it? There we go. So it feels quite, I mean obviously I wore quite a lot and I've got quite an oily skin, so I don't tend to wear too much moisturiser, which is why I go for the BB cream rather than a moisturiser. But there we go. Now obviously I'm 46, so this is not going to cover my lines or my pores. Now I do think it looks a little bit shiny, which can make me look a little bit sweaty. So I probably would still be tempted to follow that up with a bit of powder and my usual routine. So that's what I'm probably going to do. So I've got a bit of a kabuki brush here. Ooh, bear with me. Can't actually find my powder. Okay, so I got slightly distracted while I was looking for my powder. But actually in that sort of 3 or 4 minutes that I was looking for it, this has actually started to mattify a little bit. Whether it be enough for me to go out, I mean I probably could pop out to the supermarket and I probably could take the dog for a walk. I'm not sure if I could go to work with just tinted moisturiser, but then that's just my personal preference. I'm used to a full cover. So I am going to leave off the powder. I am going to go in though, however. It did, in all honesty, it did leave my fingers feeling really tacky, which, you know, I suppose is like you would with anything. So I suppose that's because it's closer to a foundation than a moisturiser. I don't know. Anyway, so I've just sort of got rid of the residue on my wet wipe, and you can see that there's colour already sort of taking shade there. I promise you that's not my dirt. I was already cleansed and toned and whatnot. Anyway, so I'm going to go back in with my favourite. I'm not going to lie to you, you know I'm authentic and honest. I've still not transferred across 100% with my bronzer, so I'm still using Benefit's Hoola. I don't know what it's going to take actually for me to move across. Quite a lot, I should think. Anyway, I don't know if you can see, obviously I'm a lot heavier than I've been before, but you can ever so slightly just see that my cheek does dip a little bit, not a lot, not as much as it used to, but it does dip a little bit. But here, this is what I'm trying to accentuate and enhance. I'm trying to make that look more drawn in. So that's where, very light dusting, I've just taken a little bit of Hoola, tapped it off on my thing, and literally I'm trying to create just a little bit more of a hollow effect. So I'm not going to put loads. It probably would look loads by comparison to some of you guys. Now that's adhered quite quickly, so the top of my brush is clear of powder, and that has left me with quite a, what I would classify as a sort of muddy line. And I'm not trying to give myself big brown stripes, that's not what contouring's about or bronzing's about, but you're meant to just be enhancing some of those areas, and we tend to use that particular line because who doesn't want to look slimmer than they are? So we can do the same on the other side. See, I've got pigmentation. This is quite new for me. This has sort of happened, sort of got my 40th birthday. And like, there you go. There's pigmentation. And it's just getting darker and darker and darker. It's not bothering me to the point that I have to cover it up every day, but I am aware of it now. So I am starting to use products with more mature ingredients in that really do start to sort of break down some of that pigmentation. It's just because I'm so fair, and over the years obviously I've not had sufficient sun protection. I've not been one for sitting out in the sun, but obviously along there it is naturally somewhere that will get the sun. So that's what I've decided to do. So I've decided today just to simply mattify with a bit of bronzer. I should probably be wearing quite a lot of fake tan over the course of the next few weeks while I'm off, and no doubt bore you silly with videos. There we go. So just going to go back in with a tiny little bit of blush. You know, as I've said before, I don't do subtlety. And all I'm trying to do is, if you smile, you might have noticed when I was applying that I was smiling. So obviously I've got lovely chubby cheeks. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create apples here, and there's lots of things you can do. Obviously I like quite a full-on flush, but I'm trying to create, you know, a nice little sort of teardrop from the apple of your cheek that sort of goes up, just sits above that that contoured bronzer line, or a Nike tick, whatever shape you want to sort of take. But and then I will just highlight here. So if you can see the light from the window is falling on me, that's what you're trying to replicate when you highlight. So if you can see, naturally the light falls here and it falls here onto the tip of the nose. So all you girls that are sort of like, no, think, I don't know where to highlight, actually that's it. That's what you're trying to go for. And because I'm having a dress down today, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of blush on my brow bones. God blimey. Still I haven't had my cup of tea this morning. So a few weeks ago I showed you the new 2-in-1 cushion cloud. This has become an absolute staple in my makeup bag. Off the back of those videos I sold 8 of this sugar and spice shade. So maybe that's given me a little bit of confidence perhaps to wear more of this sort of shade. And certainly the Lisa Armstrong range, which I will show you this week, it's got some fabulous nudes. I've always found nudes hit and miss, if I'm honest, because they can look great if you get them just right, like this one, but equally so if you get the wrong kind of nude, it can just drain you of colour, and you know, I always look like I'm dying. So eyeliner, I've got my magic glimmer stick. I love this since poking myself in the eye week before last, I've really started to embrace the glimmer stick. Nice little soft strokes across the, just across the lid, just sitting across, like as little strokes that's across the roots of my eyelashes. And I've actually gone from black to brown black. I think this is cosmic brown maybe. And I sort of almost create like a little wedge on the outer eyes, which naturally gives the effect that my eyes are going up, and then bring it down so it's quite thin. There we go. And that's so soft, no drag on my eye, nothing. And then of course, I'm really sorry if I bore you with this one, but I just can't say enough good things about this. And this just shows, literally, but that's blondest now. I don't even double dip. It literally goes, I turn it, take it straight across, turn the brush. I keep the nice big dome side high, so it creates a little bit of an arch, but also it curls at the same time. It's an amazing brush. I just cannot praise it enough. Now, if I wanted to leave it at that, you can already see how much curl and how much colour is transferred. That's just like the one twist. Obviously, me being me, over the top. I like a really full looking lash. I remember once when I first started with boots, and I remember I was about 21. I'd probably been married a couple of years, and there was this really old dear that used to work there. Everyone knew her, and she was always quite outspoken. She said what she thought. And she looked at me one day. She used to wear these glasses on the end of her nose, literally like this. And she used to work on the downstairs cash register. It was on a menopause chain, like literally a chain. And she used to say to me, "Why do you wear your eyes? Why do you make your eyes look like spiders' legs?" And I remember at the time thinking, oh, that's very honest. Look back now, I'd probably punch her. No, I wouldn't really. I don't punch old people. Anyway, there you go. Simples. I'm not even going to try and do an impression of a meerkat because I can't. And when I do, the boys never let me live it down. So I always go in with the mascara brush upright. Obviously I'm very careful, and literally just very carefully pull that through my lower lashes on both sides. And that just transfers enough. You don't need to dip to do that. You've got enough mascara on your bristles. And then I just very carefully, it's not even a brush really, it's almost just like a stroke. And what you're doing is you're just pulling the mascara pigment down your lash to the ends. And it gives you that full fanned effect. There we go. So that's it for today. That's all Mr. Walker's getting. That's all the shoppers of Morrison's are getting. That's all my mirrors are getting. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.